Okay, so Otaku Tour Guide here, and we are now into my Ghibli collection. Now, you've seen some of the Ghibli covers I have um, in my previous videos, so these are my core Ghiblis. There's some other Ghibli covers I have, and they're kind of spread out, but at some point I'm going to just kind of consolidate them and keep them kind of together. Uh, and we'll see. Anyway, these are all Ghibli. I believe these are all Ghibli. There might be one or two mixed in here that aren't, but for the most part, they should be Ghibli. And they are all Ghibli. So here. And the first one we start off with is Ghibli's first cover for the Uncanny X-Men, X-Men 248. Now this has a second print variant cover, which is, I think, yellow rather than this pink. Now I have this in a Mylar bag. I was really fortunate to get this comic for $6 plus shipping, so I think I ended up paying like $10 for the entire thing. No, sorry. I take that back. It was $4 shipping. I bid like $2 something for it, so I got the comic for $6. This was a $6 comic off an auction, and it is clean. If this does not get a 9.8, I don't know what a 9.8 is. Absolutely beautiful copy, and I'm so glad I picked it up for so cheap. I will buy this comic every day for $6. I mean, I would have paid up to, 10 for something this clean. I would have paid up to $10-15 for this, but I know some places are selling this for like $20, which is way above the book price for this book. But again, it is a key issue because of it's Ghibli's first. Now, it's not your, like, it's a great cover, but it's not your, like, it doesn't have, stylistically, it's not like Ghibli in my opinion. But as he comes into X-Men, he really develops his own style for the characters, and it's really great to watch that evolution. And yeah, so like this is the best-selling comic of all time. His X-Men 1. It sold something like 1.8 million copies or something like that, which is ridiculous. There's a great video on YouTube where it's with Stanley and Ghibli, and they're just talking, and Ghibli's like drawing stuff for Stanley, and they get to talking, and it's a really cool video because they talk, like Stanley mentions he wanted to kill off Aunt May, but because of the backlash, they couldn't kill off Aunt May and all this. I just thought it funny. He eventually did end up killing Aunt May, Spider-Man number 400, and that, correct me if I'm wrong, comic fan, but that is Stan Lee's last Amazing Spider-Man story. He wrote the story for the death of Aunt May. Okay, so that is a key issue. I've got 2 copies of that, but that is a key issue, and it's Stanley's last Spider-Man. So, and it's still relatively cheap. I think it's like $15. So if you want to talk about a spec book, like, you can talk about all these like shows and whatnot, but if you get down to the nitty gritty, like what is what should have value, that last Stanley story of Spider-Man should be getting a lot more love. Now I can't confirm whether that's the last Spider-Man. There may be. I mean, Stanley might have written stuff after that, but from my knowledge, from my understanding and knowledge, that 400 issue is the last Stan Lee written Spider-Man. So if you don't have a copy and you claim to love Stan Lee and Spider-Man and all that, and are collecting, you know, like Silver Age Spider-Man goodness and all that, and you don't have that last issue, go out and get it. Go and get it. It's like $15. Go to eBay right now and get it. Clean copy here. This is the one that folds out. So I will probably be submitting this. I've seen a lot of people submit this one actually, and they're submitting because they're wanting to get a 9.8 back. And I can see why, even though there's a high print run, you gotta think that the 9.8s are going to be pretty rare. And because there's like, this came in like 5 variants, the 9.8s for each variant are going to be rare. So I'm hoping this one gets a 9.8 so I can show it off as a wall book. This is number 3. This is, let's see how clean this one is, because if this one's clean, this won't be submitted though. It just doesn't hold the value of the number 1. Although this probably doesn't have the high print run, the one that did. Great cover, great lead cover. There's so much going on here. All the characters are there. It's just a quintessential. He was killing it. This is prime Jim Lee right here. 1, 3. That's prime Jim. This is Jim Lee. This is Jim Lee in his prime. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Comic fam, enjoy those covers. Next, here we go. I'm gonna pull these out. Give me a moment here. All right, I'm not gonna pull them out. But these. So just know, we've got 174, 172. And inside here, we've got 171. Or sorry, 271. So we've got 271, 272, 274. And these are all Jim Lee running on all cylinders. Boom. He really takes ownership of the X-Men titles at this point. Look at that cable. So anytime I can find this, so you can find this comic anywhere from like $2 to $5 still, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me why these are so cheap. But I will pick it up. Well, I'm going to pick it up all day and all night, even though, so I'm on a limited budget. I don't like to buy doubles of things right now. I'm trying to check things off my list. But if I see it in a bin, and I don't oftentimes run into this comic, but if I see a clean copy of any of these books, I am picking them up. You've got Nick Fury, you've got Savage Land, Rogue, Kazar there, you've got Wolverine. Boom. These covers are just beautiful. And the 271 cover is where Havoc is just blowing plasma toward the sky. So I'm sure you've seen that. So these are all getting graded no matter what. I'm just going to have them all. I don't care if I don't get a 9.8. At this point, it's moot. I want to have all these key Jim Lee covers slapped. Boom. Jim Lee Superman. I have the statue right there. Boom. Same statue. This is the cover that inspired that statue. And such a nice. So this is there's Batman 608 is there's a second printing of Batman 608 which has the opposite. Batman's on another building, and they're kind of like facing. They're like bookends essentially. So he's facing to the right. Batman is facing to the left, and they're sort of in the same pose. Their capes are, kind of flying in the air. There's a Batman statue as well. So the hope is to get that second edition 608 Batman to go along with this copy, and to get the statue as well. Although I don't think I'll have luck in getting that statue. These statues are very limited runs, so they're very pricey and hard to find, and I don't know if a lot of collectors would be selling their statues. Clean copy. Well, actually, no. You got like a little spine tick there. That's disappointing. I didn't pay a lot for this comic, but still, I want to. I probably could. So it's still. This is relatively cheap. This is something you could find maybe for $2, dollar bin comic. If I find another raw copy of this one that's clean, I'll pick it up. Yeah, got this for the cover. Yep, great cover. Superman. When did Superman hook up with Wonder Woman? I just don't get that. I mean, kudos to Superman, but just I don't know. Two superheroes. But it is what it is. Let me see here. Hang on. Is there a comic in here? No, just those two. Okay, so going back over here. Now these I picked up for $2 each at Half Price Comics, and this one is just in a $7 bag, but it's also something I picked up for, I think I got this one for, I want to say $2 as well. It wasn't a lot. These are all probably I got for $2. I know these two here I got for $2. I think I got this one for $2 as well. And like I said, if I can find these clean copies for $2, I'll get them all day. Now this one, it's got little spine bends there, but they're pressable. So this will probably get a 9.8. Beautiful looking cover there. Execution. Next, this one's another great cover. I Love You Dazzler to Death. This one also picked up at I picked this one up at Half Price Books. Not like, so they're like spine ticks here. It's not like the best copy, but for $2, man. Jeez. I don't mind. I'll pick something like this up every day, all day. $2. This is the stuff I grew up reading. This one's pretty. This one's a little cleaner, although it's not perfect as well. There's a little spine tick there. Other than that, it's pretty nice. So not a 9.8, but again, these are all. If I can find cleaner copies, I will buy them. But at some point, I think these are going to go up in value at some point. And when they all just jump in value across the board, the entire Jim Lee run, I'm going to be very happy. And yes, so when that happens, I'll submit all of them to be slabbed. And then I'll pull these ones out. These ones I picked up recently. 2 of these I picked up recently. Actually, I picked up all of these recently. Like I said, I got bit by the collecting bug pretty bad, and before my budget went to 0, I think I had 20 some dollars, and I picked up all of these for relatively cheap. This one $2 as well. I got this for $2 on my most recent haul. I think if you watch my video where I said I got 4 comics for $7, it's actually four comics for $6, and this was one of the 4, so $1.50 on this one as well. Let's see, so it's relatively clean. I could submit this. This might get a 9.8. Actually, there's a few spine ticks there, but again, for $2, I don't care. It's a clean copy. This one also $2, $1.50. Not the cleanest. There's a couple of very negligible spine ticks there, but overall decent. So for $1.50, I'm not going to complain. Yeah, this cover. So this is not Jim Lee's first cover, or actually first work for Marvel was Alpha Flight 51, but he did not do the cover. He did the interiors. And this is his first cover, and what an iconic cover it is. Wolverine popping out of, I don't know what this guy's name is, but anyway, there you see he gets credit for the cover. That's looking pretty iconic in terms of the Wolverine he comes to master during the X-Men run. So this was a must-have for me, and there's a little bit of a tick there, but outside of that, and it's some ink rub there, but outside of that, there's a little bit of that there too. Now, what did I pay for this comic? I think I paid $4 for this comic, but yeah, there's a like ink rub there as well. So this is gonna need a press and a clean, but even if this doesn't come back at 9.8, I'm happy. I'll look for more copies of this, because this is such a key Jim Lee. It's his first cover for Marvel, so such a key issue. I feel like if I can get this in better grades, or even equal grades, I'd want a few copies of that, and then hopefully when they go up in value and I grade them, I can sell off. This is Frank Miller, Jim Lee, All-Star Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder #1. So this is a variant. This is the Robin variant cover, and I really like this cover because there's no Batman in it, which is, I guess, a good or bad thing, but you got the bat signal, you got Gotham there in the background, and then the Boy Wonder flying through the air. Very Jim Lee-esque art. So, yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's that. And then this is not Jim Lee. This is Jason Fabok, the Watchmen cover. It's like lenticular, so you get Flash and Batman kind of coming in it. This is, dang. So this is $10. I got it for $2 at half of that cover price. So $2 for this $10 book. I had to have it because it's got the Watchmen button. It's got that Watchmen button there on the cover. So Yeah, it's a badass cover too. Jason Fabok does a great Batman. He does a lot of great work, and his art actually reminds me a lot of Jim Lee. So yeah, they're doing a lot of good stuff at DC. The art there is very high quality art, and that's my Jim Lee stuff. So I mean, there's more. Sorry, that's my Jim Lee stuff. There is more comics, but in terms of what I'm collecting, so you can see what I'm collecting, and I've got a lot more to collect in terms of Jim Lee. There's so much Jim Lee content out there that it's going to take a long time to get all the. I don't know if I'll ever complete it, but I definitely I'm close to completing his X-Men run. I'm missing maybe I want to say about three issues from the run, 3 or 4 issues from the run, and I also want to complete the Silvestri X-Men run. So Silvestri, Jim Lee, that run should be doable. So that's what I'm focused on getting right now. So I mentioned let me face the camera here. I mentioned the other day that there's a Secret Wars #1. I actually took a look at the grade today. I stopped by the comic shop, took a look at the grade today because it's near my work. Stopped by and took a look at the grade. I mean, it needs a crane or press, but there aren't any major flaws in it, so I'm thinking it won't get a 9.8 because overall it doesn't look like a 9.8 copy. There's just sort of this like kind of like waviness and like bend to the comic itself, but nothing color breaking. Maybe I'll post photos of it or something. I just don't want someone picking it up. I left it there. It's $25. If I could talk the guy down to $20, or just even like minus tax, just 25 flat, or maybe trade some books to get it at 20 and trade some books as well. We'll have to see, but again, I have $20, so I can't afford that book at the moment. But hopefully I'll be able to work out some kind of deal or discount and get it for 20. I'm just gonna be transparent. Say, look, I want this book. I'll give you 20 for it. I have some other comics here that I'm willing to give you to make up the difference, and we'll just have to see what the comic shop owner says. But that's that. So that's my Jim Lee run, and then tomorrow we'll get into the really exciting stuff, the value vault. So my most valuable comics, and you're gonna want to check those videos out because obviously my submission to CGC, those are my like big titles. Spider-Man 252, New Mutants 98, X-Men 120, X-Men 141, Spider-Man's 345, 346. Those are big titles there. They're all high grades, so I'm hoping to get them back in 9.8s. If they don't come back 9.8s, I will be disappointed. But I'm learning to temper my expectation because it's my first submission. And to be honest, like 9.8s aren't easy to come by, and even all these books that I'm grading to be 9.8s might not be. So that's why I need your help. I've been doing all these videos, and I haven't seen any comments as of yet, but I know people have watched them. So if you watch the video, please, if you're watching them to the end and you like this content, you think it's engaging, and you hopefully like my collection, let me know what you think. It's not a big collection. Again, I got back into the hobby. It was something, comics were something I kind of dabbled in. I didn't spend a lot of money. What I did spend, I was just bought titles and covers that I like. So, but now that I'm back in, I'm being more strategic, trying to find value in in the stuff that I like to collect. And so, as we head into my more valuable titles in the next series of videos, I would like to get your assessments on these grades. So go back, watch the videos. I know, kind of going through, and you don't really get a sense of what the book looks like from that magnification and just closing it and through the bags as well. But hopefully it's enough for you to get a general sense of what the grade might be. And so if you've had a lot of experience with CGC and you've kind of done the same kind of eyeballing grading, and then it's come back either below or above your expectations, share that knowledge with me. I'm very curious to know, did you get books back that you thought were higher grades but they came back lower grades, or the opposite? Did you think this might be a 9.0 but it came back like a 9.6? I'm just curious to see where people are in terms of their grading, and if they can help me out. If you find like you've had success grading and you're pretty good at eyeballing stuff at the shop, I would love to get some of your feedback. And if I'm missing something in these videos, if there's something like, there's something I'm completely missing, maybe it's something the graders look at that I'm not really focusing on, let me know. I know I'm not focusing a lot on like the fading on a cover or the age and the fading that comes with age, but I think I'm doing a fair job grading. The Batman comic I graded earlier, I totally didn't see the nick on the back, but had I seen the nick, I probably would have given it like a 9.0 or an 8.5 would have got. But yeah, we'll have to see. And my comic should be coming back soon, so watch out for those videos as well. But thank you for watching, and look out for my next series of videos heading into my valuable comics, the final 2 cases of my valuable comics. All right, see you later.